The G20 is an annual summit focused on stabilizing the global economy and how to overcome all challenges that negatively affect it. In 2015, governments and central bank governors met in Antalya on Turkey's Mediterranean coast. Global security took precedence. At the time, Turkey was dealing with heightened security concerns due to the war in neighboring Syria. And 2 nights prior to the summit, ISIL attacked Paris, killing 130 people.
This sad incident has shown us once again that there is a strong link between economies and security, and we cannot neglect this. Economy is the main area of interest for the G20, but it cannot be independent from political, social, or cultural problems, and it is never independent from human life.
Then it was China's turn at the helm.
When China took over the G20 presidency from Turkey back in 2015, it was not expected to be an easy term. An increase in terrorism, a continuous refugee crisis, and a slowing global economy topped the agenda.
At the Guangzhou summit, fiscal issues were more dominant as China focused on the diversity of voices and interests of developed and developing economies in and outside of the G20.
We should keep on strengthening and building the G20 framework, ensure we continue and deepen cooperation, and listening to advice from across the world, especially from developing countries. It will make the G20's work more comprehensive and easier to respond to the requests from people of different countries.
This year, Germany will press the Group of 20 to collectively reaffirm its commitment to promoting free trade, resisting currency wars, and fighting climate change under the theme Shaping an Interconnected World. The challenge will be doing all this in an increasingly disconnected world, led by the new isolationist governments of 2 major G20 players, England and the US. Britain's divorce from the EU and Trump's aggressive push for financial deregulation and push from environmental commitments have left many governments unsettled. Global shockwaves from issues such as the historic movement of people and faltering economies have given rise to right-wing nationalism and anti-globalization sentiment.
It may be that isolationism and protectionism make life a bit easier for companies in the short term because they are temporarily shielded from international competition. But in the middle and long term, the ability to innovate suffers, and thus so does competitivity.
As in past years, many bilateral talks are expected, with much anticipation placed on a Trump-Putin meeting. The U.S. will also meet with China and other countries to discuss their growing concerns over the DPRK. Natalie Carney for CGTN in southern Turkey.